Today, we're really going to try and crack the code on making knowledge stick. We're zoning in on just one core idea, Alan PAIVIO'S dual coding theory, DCT.
Right, and it's so important because, let's face it, we all struggle with learning things that just evaporate,
Yeah.
You cram for a test, ace it, then a month later, blank. It's what some sources call inert knowledge.
Inert knowledge, yeah, I've definitely felt that. So DCT is kind of the fix.
It's a powerful structural fix, yeah.
Yeah.
PAIVIO'S insight was that our brains don't just have one way of handling information. There are two distinct channels.
Okay, 2 channels. Let's unpack that. What are these systems?
So PAIVIO identified the verbal system first. That's for language, words, sentences, fake definitions, instructions, stuff that unfolds sequentially.
Language, got it. And the second?
That's the nonverbal system. This handles images, mental maps, sensations, emotions. It's more simultaneous, more spatial, like picturing something in your mind's eye.
Interesting. Words on one side, images and senses on the other. And the theory claims that learning gets, what was the phrase, exponentially more powerful.
Exactly. Exponentially more powerful when you deliberately encode information using both systems at the same time.
Why such a huge difference, just using 2 channels?
Well, think about it. You're essentially building 2 different bridges to the same piece of information in your memory. Multiple interconnected pathways. The verbal path might be, say, the definition of a concept, logical step by step.
Okay.
But the nonverbal path could be a strong visual metaphor or even a feeling associated with it. It's a completely different angle.
Ah, so it creates redundancy, like a backup system.
Precisely. Redundancy is key. If you forget the exact words, maybe that mental image you created kicks in, and boom, you can still retrieve the core idea. Makes the memory much stickier, more durable.
Much easier to recall, too, I imagine.
Definitely easier to recall.
Right, that makes a lot of sense. But, okay, here's a question. We see visuals paired with text everywhere now, right? Like websites adding stock photos, infographics. Isn't that already doing the dual coding for us? Why do we need to do the heavy lifting?
Ah, that's the crucial distinction. And it's where a lot of learning platforms, frankly, fall short. Just passively looking at a stock photo next to text. That's not enough. It's too superficial.
So just seeing isn't encoding.
Not deeply, no.
Yeah.
Your brain needs to perform the translation itself. The real deep learning, the kind that lasts, forces you to do the work. It forces you to wrestle with the abstract verbal stuff and turn it into something concrete, something nonverbal. That active effort is what forges the strong connections.
Okay, active translation. That's the core task then. What does that actually look like? How do you force yourself to do that?
Well, the sources we looked at suggest specific challenges. You're basically asked to generate the nonverbal link from scratch. So instead of just memorizing a definition, maybe for, I don't know, entropy, you'd be pushed to create a powerful metaphor for it.
Like entropy is like a tidy room inevitably getting messy unless you constantly add energy. Something like that.
Exactly like that. Or you might invent an analogy using a real physical object, something you could almost hold or point to.
Okay, metaphors, analogies. What else?
It can get more creative, like describing a cinematic story scene. Visualize a little movie clip in your head that perfectly shows the concept in action.
A mini movie. I like that. Makes it vivid.
Very vivid. Or, for the more analytically minded, you could visualize a chart or graph. Like actually picture the axis, the curve, how it represents the idea.
Wow. Okay, so building a graph in your mind, that's definitely active work.
It absolutely is. It's that cognitive effort, that forcing of the abstract into the concrete and sensory that really cements the knowledge. That's how you build memory designed to last for years, not just weeks until the next quiz.
So the bottom line for you listening is, this isn't just about memorizing, it's about architecting your memories.
Yeah, that active translation process makes knowledge far more durable, way easier to pull up when you actually need it.
So maybe the question to ask yourself isn't just, how do I remember this? But how can I translate this abstract idea I'm learning right now into a strong visual or a metaphor or even a little mental movie?
Treat every tricky concept as a dual coding challenge. You might be surprised how much faster and more deeply you master things.
A challenge for next time you're learning something complex? Definitely something to think about.